So day 4, rained pretty much most of the night, and just filming. Gonna put away a tent wet, packed inside all morning. But my dad taught me this trick right around the edges of the tent to dig a small groove so that the water will drain out. Yeah. So I just dug a little bit. I don't want to ruin the pad. But I also didn't want to sit in a puddle, and it worked like a charm. Anyway, we've got a long day ahead of us. It's going to be very wet. Topping one of the first grades, one of the first hills. I'm wearing full rain gear, so I'm kind of sweating more than I'm getting wet. And this is moving in real fast. A lot of wind. Not a lot of wind, but there's wind and a lot of fog coming through, so it's chilly. I'll just keep the gear on. See you later. Well, I don't mind the rain as much as wind. Wind is scarier because you end up with trees falling on you. And it seems like the only trees that fall around here are the big ones. I was afraid there wouldn't be any big trees, but look at these guys. There's giant oaks in between all the little sticks. I'm about to hike up into the wind, as you can hear it. Maybe you can. It's roaring along pretty good. So I'm climbing an elevation going up Blood Mountain pretty soon. Everything's leading to it, so it's all uphill. So anyway, wish me luck. Oh, the wind is freezing right now. At least it feels like it's freezing. I'm going to start walking into it pretty soon. I don't know what camp this is. What does it say? Oh, that sucks. Anyway, probably the last place to get water. I still got plenty. I need to drink one of them. Anyway, we're headed up the mountain where it's colder. Hopefully the rain will stay off us. Yeah. The wind is below freezing. Things are frosting up. Anyway, off we go. I think my favorite part of the AT so far is all the signs tell you where you're going, but none of them tell you where you are. So I'm at shelter, and I could see where it would say shelter. You can make a bunch of those signs. But it'd be nice if they had something underneath it to indicate where you were. I know, complaining about it. Anyway, it's getting cold, so I think it's the last water source here, and I'm hoping I'm starting to climb Blood Mountain. Well, put this way for We made it to Blood Mountain Shelter. It's a nice day. I'm not going to climb up on the rocks to look at the view. In the shelter, which means I'm scooching along pretty good. My fingertips are freezing right now. This has got a lot of nesting in the corners, which is not something you want to see. So my backpack is soaking wet on the outside, everything dry on the inside. God, wind. Anyway, my fear is that it starts to freeze, so anyway, I'm going to head down to Venus Gap. Hopefully that'll be my next stop. I'm looking forward to getting there. Here's a familiar sight. Pretty crazy. Sorry. Coming into Neal's Gap. I've seen this scene played out many a time, and I'm living it. You can see the tree with the shoes in it. Nice view of it, huh? It's been my day all day today. Sketch! Okay. Hopefully I'll have accommodations. I'll do this. Head on down the road. Oh my God, there's large. A lot of strange fruit. More steps. Oh. Let's see what kind of accommodations I can get. Yeah. Freezing rain and ice falling out of the trees. Walking on diamonds. I'm a little bit in trouble. The app that I'm using is bouncing around as far as my location is concerned, and now I've passed a campsite. I'm not so sure I want to camp on this, but it doesn't look like any of the spots are nearby or low. I'm going to see if I can find a water source and then do some camping there, even though I don't know, that that's not permitted. But I think dying is probably worse. So I'm trying not to be stupid here, but just can't help myself. It's crazy. Anyway, it's a beautiful winter wonderland. It's winter. I'm wondering why I'm in this land. But I'm staying fairly warm even though it's super windy. These are the conditions I was afraid of most. Freezing rain. Everything's damp. There ain't no way you're gonna dry anything out. But I definitely won't pick a spot to sleep that looks like here. The winds are supposed to be like gusting to 20. It's just that the gusts last for an hour or so. But pretty crazy. Oop. It's hard to go fast when everything's so slippery. Because otherwise we'd be putting up some good miles. But we'll see how it goes. I'm sure I'll find something the trail will provide. So it's day 4, February 11th. I got to, sorry I'm shaking, I'm freezing. I got to Neal's Gap, and of course couldn't get a hostel there. Another person showed up at the same time, and he went down to see about getting a cabin, and there were no cabins available. And so he and another thru hiker decided to get a ride into town and stay at another place, and I decided to push on because the next campsite was only 1.1 miles away, and I don't know why I had in my mind about shelter, and it wasn't a shelter, it was a campsite. I went right by it and decided to press on to a further spot and walked until I couldn't walk anymore. Well, I could walk a lot more, but I'm trying to stay near water sources, and I found a water source and walked down to the closest flat spot, which is in a
wind tunnel, which is where all the ice is collecting. So the rain hasn't let up all day, and most of it's turned to ice. And so the loud thumping you hear in the background is basically chunks of ice coming out of the trees. These are pretty sketchy trees too. It's a really pitiful place to be, but it's early too. It's like 5:30, but I'm freezing to death, so I'm getting inside my sleeping bag and just gonna ride this storm out. And then I decided to go to Unicoi Gap, which is 20 miles away from here, so I got 2 more days before I can get a bath. Looking forward to it. Yeah, the prices were outrageous. You know, the hotel rooms are like $200. I'm like, why? Is this the on season? Is this freezing cold, rainy weather when people come out here? It's insane, you know. Yeah, I think they do love the thru hikers. They're making a lot of money. I just bought a Sprite at the at Neal's Gap for $4. Yeah, a Sprite. Okay. Whatever. I guess I'm a cheapo or something. I just don't get it. They allowed me to sit by their fire and charge up my phone and my battery bank, which I'm keeping with me in the sleeping bag tonight. So they did some nice things, but they're very expensive, but they're there. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get my arms in the bag here so I can stop shivering. We'll see you later.